Hi, everyone. This is your host, Kristen Howe, and I am so excited to welcome you to our call with today's guest, William Linville. In December 1996, weighing over 400 pounds, William Linville lay in cardiac arrest atop an operating table. Since that time, William has made an amazing transition into what he refers to as his body vehicle. Now in great health and shape, William Linville is a divine essence, a universal instrument of creator consciousness. He's gained the ability to obtain and download clarity on unlimited topics and has used this knowledge to help so many people, helping in ways of remembering ourselves, assisting our embodying and expanding into our creator essence, guiding us to experience all of our magnificence. When you're in the presence of William, there's no limit to what can and does take place, and he is here with us today to share in the love and honor and celebration of you, encouraging us to fully embrace the divine love that we all are by becoming one with our Creator. Now, on today's call with William, you will discover how life works and how to unfold it, how to play with abundance, how to give up control so that all you desire flows to you, and how you can succeed in all of creation. So, William, I can't wait. I just love your energy. Thank you so much for joining us today. Welcome to the call.
So it's such an honor to be here, sweetheart.
It's so amazing to have you here. So tell me that you experienced such a significant transformation. Can you share with us a little bit more of that? I mean, I kind of hinted at it, but nothing better than coming from you.
Oh, yes. Which part would you like to know about, sweetheart?
Well, I think for people to understand how you were over 400 pounds, you were in cardiac arrest, your body after that sort of began to break down, and you say there was a transition. Is that correct?
Yeah. Almost definitely right on the surgical table. It was really quite amazing and really quite fun, kind of a head-scratcher. But then the old will level, being that, what you'll call it, I guess, on this plane, a trinitized state, spirit and soul and form, even the spirit levels as well, transcended on the surgery table to make a full transition. That's when, via giving it a thumbs up, shaking hands on the way in, which, metaphorically, which is really giving a hug, great job, buddy, I'm going to take it from here. Because it was via a total thumbs up, which my angel and I call it the old will. He went to make a full transition. I stepped in to pick up the package, being out of the body, which I call it a package, and didn't run through, clear the decks, pick up the body, even through the wheelchair scenarios, the temporary blindness level, and then even the extreme pain of the physical, being that of the mind that she's eaten away, yada, yada, yada. But then picking it up, starting to run with it, rebuilding it, regenerating it, and then, boom, taking off over time. Because that was, so much of it looking at the carnality of the physical, all the way to the physical breaking down, eating itself away right to the point of getting ready to leave the planet. And then all of that was so brilliant to be able to pick up the body entirely and clearing out all the debris that, of course, what I'll call the old will level had taken in, bought into guilt, anger, rage, all these fun scenarios that the physicality had embodied, and beginning to blaze right through it, picking it up, blazing forth with it, running forth with it, even through the quickening levels, and then whoosh, picking it up and blaze forth. Now it's a constant regenerated and regenerating instrument, a conduit that I have integrated in to run with and play with, sweetheart. But then from all the brain chemistries being fried, memory being gone, all the way to not even remembering the name of the physical, all the way to functionability, all the way to eyesight temporarily, all the way to extreme pain levels, all the way to the myelin sheath being eaten away, the nerves and extreme pains, all the way to the wheelchairs, all the way to the whole body shutting down one systematic state after the other, all the way to not really being able to move and yada, yada, yada. Well, one system shutting down, turning on itself, and then resetting, and then rebuilding, coming to life, and then blazing forth, all the way to malnutrition, on and on and on. Just basically turning on itself, sweetheart. And then each unfoldment was picking up the body more, cellular memories, on and on and on. And then namaste, goodbye, have a blast, as I was merging into it. And then picking it up entirely, getting out of the wheelchairs. But a lot of it was how much more downloading, being presented with, and I'll say being presented with from every realm, well beyond creation, on planet, off planet, but then from the angelic, archangelic, and host realms all the way through the manifest realms, all the way through what I'll call the universalis realms, which is really the whole universe, creator consciousness as a whole, that began picking up the physicality to run forth. And I say run forth because, it wasn't like lingering, waiting in between. I'll just say no excuses, no head level debris. Although I did face those phantoms just like everyone else. But then whoosh, done deal, it had no power. It was nothing more than just an odd thought. A thought that has no power until, wham, you let it hijack you. And then poof, I pick up the physical and let it all start to dissolve all of the rest. And I really mean dissolve. I'm not talking about all this intense work to be done. And, it's beautiful work, but not letting it become preoccupying work. It was letting it all be transcended. I guess you can call it visitation. It's kind of like family over for dinner or whatever, with Yeshua and Mary and all the way through Francis and all these other dear ones that kept showing up, one after the other, as we began to pick up the physicality, including with the Pleiadians, the Orions, Plutonians, Jupiterians, yada, yada. I can go on and on for hours from a perceptual linear time continuum, but beginning to pick everything up together and blazing forth over time. That in turn also affected all the outside world manifestational realms. Wow. Isn't that great?
Wow. I'm letting it sink in because it's so huge and expansive, but it's almost like you can't wrap your brain around it. It just sort of resonates in your body.
But there's one more part, gorgeous. With nothing to prove. That's the biggest thing here. Nothing to prove. And a lot of time in Starbucks. It was great. Even if I wheeled my little wheelchair over there, it was actually fun. It was a racing wheelchair. Now, getting over there, and it was really amazing. How these little snap-on, snap-off wheels, it was great. But, from here, and they didn't have Michelins at the time, but they had some funky wheels and tires. But, it was letting it all come to life. But I have to be clear, nothing to prove, everything being offered. There's a big, big total difference there. That's why I wanted to add that in here.
I love that you said that. What? I think that's important. So talk to me, especially with that idea of nothing to prove, because, wow, I think that's so powerful. Talk to me about how life works. For us, how can we really pay attention to what you're here to share with us, how life works and how we can sort of unfold our lives?
When you're playing with how your life stream, how creation works, how the whole universe and dancing with the whole universe. And I call it a dance, a priceless silhouette with the biggest orchestrations of sequences of events. I'll call it a romance with the whole universe. Wow. Romance you cannot try. You could try romance. You're dancing around with 1,000 right feet, right? Romance comes natural. You come natural. Now, as I take a step forward through all of creation, I'm letting creation, this is the most important part, evolve, revolve, that's an R-E, evolve, around me. Every step I take, what's letting the car be the car as I sit behind the wheel, it doesn't really matter. And all the suggestions being red light, green light, yellow light, they're all wonderful Christmas lights. But nevertheless, I'm letting all the outside take place around me. Now, quite literally, and we've got to take this quite literally, I am letting it evolve and revolve around myself. I'm also letting everything unfold. Call it unfold, be aligned, even be realigned around myself. Now, here's the most colorful part. You're taught from a karmic lattice work, hands down, period. There's something about the red light, green light, yellow lights, those octagon signs and all this fun stuff have something to do with yourself. Well, don't you find that becomes a little bit, and I'm having humor with it, very, very darn preoccupying. Now, I'm going to see a butterfly. Oh, my gosh. That equals. Whew, the beauty that I am, or metamorphosis, or the fleeting freedom that I'm in search of. Or I can just let it be the beauty that's emanating around myself. Now, if I'm not going to give it any more, let me call it power than that, any more this equals that, well, I pretty much got it made. Because now I'm in a priceless silhouette, a priceless romance, a priceless passion, with my dance partner being the whole universe. Now, I am playing in a dance, hands down. But, I'm not going to give it something it doesn't deserve, right? Because I'm not going to make up a big, giant story about it that just flat out is going to let my head run with something that I'm just going to become strung out, preoccupied all over creation. And then making up stories of getting totally scattered of this must mean this, and then I'm going to go into magnetics. So it starts to push away my dance partner, being the whole universe. Now, don't you find that a little bit preoccupying?
Preoccupying is such an interesting way of putting it, because you're right. We're so preoccupied with all of this stuff, right?
I know, and all these metaphoric signs, and then you're trying to chase a sign, but they were pushing a sign away rather than, got it, let's go.
Yeah, exactly.
And now we start to shove our dance partner over tables, which, is kind of interesting if you're doing, the mambo or something. But now, what happened to our dance partner being the whole universe?
Right. When we're feeling disconnected from the universe, how do we sort of drop back into that connection with that dance partner?
It's really simple. We stop for a second. And really, literally, beyond linear time and all this fun stuff. It doesn't matter if we're going to step back, have a glass of water. It doesn't matter if it's a couple of shots of silver Patron. All right, sometimes it's even official, and I'm teasing. But from here, we just step back for a second, look at it once again, all at the outside for a second. What is so darn important about all this? What is so darn important? And take me very literal, specifically, flat out, black and white literal. What is so important about what's going on over here, what's going on over there? What's so important about what other brothers thought is about a self? What's so darn important about one of those little plastic credit card jobs? What's so important about what your ones want from you? Okay, let's just look at it for what it is right here. Why does that? Quite literally, what is so darn important about it? Now, right now, sweetheart, when you just look at that for what it is, how instantaneously connected did you just become? Okay. We just now disengaged, quite literally speaking, from all the head busyness that started pulling ourselves away from you. See, now, all these, I just want to be very specifically clear here, are all streams of consciousness that you just got sucked into, streamed, scattered. The only one missing is you. Isn't that amazing? Because now, we'll call that, for the literality of it, when you start to go down all those streams, watch right there what happens in the solar plexus, the carnal levels of survival, the epitome of survival. And then you kind of have to look for a second. Holy moly, our dance partner's way back over there in a different dance club. So, we kind of left our partner behind, right?
Yeah.
So, wait, something happened to my hot date. So, something's getting funky here, right? So, wait. What is so darn important here? Now, I'm not going to say deny any of the above.
Mm-hmm.
Please don't. You're just going into another facet of denial. Let's just look at why is it becoming so darn important that it's starting to run me? What is it? Why is it becoming so important that it's starting to own me? And really just right in the eyes and watch how quick, that easy, that directly, instantaneously, how you become fully integrated and totally, you cannot really be thoroughly disconnected or else your body wouldn't be breathing. Now, that just is what it is, right? If you're totally disconnected, your body wouldn't be being fed at all. Now, and then, of course, your body's going to drop. You need to go back to the elements of the planet. It just is what it is, right? Now, all right. Come on, my dance partner. Take command. Now we're able to dance right through the midst, in the middle of all of it. All right. Come on, my dance partner. Let's dance further. But nothing here. Quite literally. Are we letting railroad you, take you over, take you down? But yet, wow. All this other stuff here, wow. Let's enjoy it, hands down. But wow, it doesn't own you anymore. But see, you're always wide awake, fully alert, totally embodied, becoming more embodied, more expansive, more expressive. But you're not being owned by it. You're actually, I'll call it quite literally, more to give, more to offer, more to express. But you're not owned by it. But the funnest part is your passionate date. Wow, you become more embraced than ever. It's not what you're taught. It's just, literally you're taught to go down all these streams of consciousness. And even physically speaking, going down all these streams. And you want your body's reaction. Your solar plexus gets locked up. You are totally built up, worked up. Those walls, who needs walls, man? You're a total rock. But from there, wow. It's still the absence of our dance partner. But then now, wow, we are dancing in a total silhouette of all that is. But now, wow, that rock, poof, dissipates. And your whole out-picturing world, we'll call it the manifestation realm, begins to change for you because you're not being ran by it. You're actually in a state of such exquisite divine mastery of all of the above and watching physically, literally everywhere, the unfoldment of all of the above and just as a, I'll call it as a perk. These little things like optimum health and well-being start to arise too. The little things, your body principle starts to regenerate. For some, your body starts to instantaneously trash pounds because you're not trying to keep it all together. I'm going to call that flat out controlling of your live stream. Try to keep things together, protect, keep things together to make sure, of course, everything's safe. Make sure, we're not going to lose out on anything until, we get it right back around to you. And then trying to keep together this tiny little grid system, this tiny little monad, and so forth and so forth. To make sure, of course, everything's safe. And then, we'll start to go full circle and give ourselves the opportunity to be able to enjoy ourselves. Well, what about we enjoy ourselves, then get around to everything else? It's kind of backwards from, of course, what's being taught or what has been taught. But see what happens, though. You start to even find further. Wow. The me part of consciousness. The me that is emotionally, mentally, egoically derived starts to collapse. To where even that, poof, you start to automatically, the light switches start to go on. Within every single facet, from the mental, the causal, the emotional, the embodiment state that goes whoosh, exponentially here. To where you have no barriers anymore. And the little me, from the mental, causal, emotional, psyche, subpsyche, yada, 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 even that have kept all these magnetic grids in place, and what's called protection, survival, so forth. Wow, even what I'll call poverty consciousness, because it is what it is. Poof, you start to watch a whole flooding through of your higher levels, your greater levels, and your manifest levels start to run forward. So now, when we say, hey, you know what? Wow, a new car, a new palace, being out of a home. Well, yeah, a promotion would be nice. I'm ready. Let it present. Yeah, I don't think it's so scary anymore. Because remember, you're so anchored in to repetitive, repeat. Well, even that, starts to collapse. Because, remember, we're no longer anchored into a magnetic, repetitive state. For some, bring on more, dear brothers, I can explore and play with. And it's remember now, wow, sweetheart, all these barriers are collapsed. But same with the little facet that has been a repetitive level of a me that says, okay, I got to keep this. I got to keep everything, I'm going to call it safe, normality. that, of course, what has been taught, where all of that starts to unveil, and collapse. But the funnest part is you're live streaming your whole world around. You hear all these perception realities on and on, but, now you're in a state that is all been of realities into all that's accessible. And was literally everything coming into your live stream beyond what you could ever perceived, asked for, even went beyond what the mind could even perceive to ask for. Because the mind can only ask for everything it's ever seen, experienced, or has been taught or assumed. But now, going beyond what it could have ever thought of, come up with, has seen, experienced. I mean, how would you know you would like a new Mercedes if you've never heard of one? I mean, it's kind of silly, but
right.
It's all this stuff that's ever been taught.
Yeah. I love something that you said was let it present. So is that one of the ways that we can sort of play with abundance and, let things start to flow to us?
To you, big time. See, when I say let it present, like right now, sweetie, when you say, hey, you know what, let the day present, show me all the brilliance the day has to offer. Now, I want you to watch something for a second. How can your mental level, your mind, which can be your tool or it can be your biggest nemesis, what does your mental level here have to hook into? How can it fathom, hook into, anchor into anything right here and now? Now, I want to play a game with you, sweetheart. Let's watch it scramble.
Okay.
What's it trying to hook into? When I say let it present, what's it? What could be?
Yeah.
Oh, it's got to be this way, that way. No, maybe it's not that way, this way. I don't know which way. So how's it going to? Right now, as it scrambles, let's just ask it, wow, what is today in all the sequences of events going to be? What's going to happen? And now let's follow that. See, it doesn't really have anything literally to hook into, to pre-pave the unfoldments of the day and all the sequences of events. It doesn't really have anything to anchor into, but now let's go right down through your solar plexus. How wide open is it, or how much is it vacillating? And then, holy moly, can you feel that beautiful rock there? The unsettlement. Isn't that unsettlement fun?
Yeah.
It's not safe.
No, it's very. That's exactly it. It's unsettled. It's the perfect word to describe it.
Of course, because it's not in charge.
Right. So this is that whole giving up control. How do we do that, though? Because our brain wants to. Yeah, we want to hook in.
Of course. Now, it's a silly question, but let's play with it anyways. How safe is unsafe? It's kind of a silly question, almost like, what is it called, oxymorons or one of those funny, it's almost like acne stuff. Okay, so how safe is unsafe?
It's not, but I'm still even kind of like, it's like jamming up my brain.
I know, and I'm doing that on purpose. So it has nothing at all to depend on. It has zero archives to base it on. Now, everything we're playing with right now are all derivatives of unsettlement and fear. Isn't that great?
Yeah.
Because remember, it wants something to anchor into to say, whew, it's going to be this way. But of course, it does. Because if it could be this way, at least we know what not to expect, right?
Right.
But then, we got to honor. We're right back full circle in a cyclical cycle, right?
Yeah.
So at least we know the mortgage is not going to be paid. I mean, at least that's comfortable, right?
Right.
At least we know we're going to be struggling. It's silly, but it's true. At least that's comfortable. At least struggles are comfortable. I mean, let's be honest here. Struggling is a lot more comfortable than not struggling because it's familiar. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, it's incredible.
It's odd because the head says, no, I don't want to struggle, but it's familiar. And to prove that for yourself, just to come to terms with it, the solar plexus wouldn't be vacillating. Isn't that amazing? Just play a game with this, sweetheart. I bind all this fear, the residual, the cause, core, the record, effect of it, and the stir brother's mother, up, out, and away from the stir one's mind, body, and aura now, including all vows, contracts, and agreements, including all work and trying to prove oneself, trying to achieve, and the self-inflicted punishment, and also the insecurities, and also the lack of trust of others on this planetary matrix. I bind all of this up, out, and away from the stir brother's mind, body, and aura now, from all four levels, all dimensions, every cell of our body, all memory of it now. Up, out, and away from the fascia, up, out, and away from the tissue, and up, out, and away from the gender prism. I bind all of this to the sun to be repolarized for the good of all humanity, never to return. And I bind up, out, and away from all these, dear brothers, Akashic record realms, all the vows, contracts, and agreements, and all the overwhelming burdens, and all the stabilization in the embodied states of consciousness that have been taking place, and also running their life streams, also running the four kids, the mental levels, the causal levels, the sub-psyche levels, and also their physical body tissues, and also the cellular memories and the cellular embodied states of memories, and their universal states of memories, and also the lack of trust, and also the conflicted states of trust from their incarnational realms that have had themselves turn against the Creator, but also Creator turning against them, and also their constant battles within the whole universe of having to prove oneself to survive. I bind all of this to the sun, the cause, core, the record, effect of it, to be repolarized for the good of all humanity, never to return, and I command their higher levels, their creator levels, their manifest levels, and their realms of light and their light bodies enter their body principle now, with letting the whole universe in their creator levels, their manifest levels, their angelic, archangelic, and their host realms enter the live stream now, with great ease, great simplicity, but also great enjoyment, but also great familiarity, but also opening up to the whole universe entirely, and so it is. How's your solar plexus now, sweetheart?
Expansive is how it feels. Open.
Now, let's not give the mind anything to hook onto for the day, except, hey, let the day present. Let's watch your bodies. Let's watch how it performs.
So when we sort of approach it this way and we take our brains out, as you said, your brain can be a tool.
Or your biggest nemesis.
Yeah, exactly. So when we have it start to serve us, and use it as a tool and sort of let things present, is that how we succeed in sort of all of creation?
Oh, beyond creation. Absolutely. See, you've been ran so eternally, if you will, incarnation after incarnation, and through this incarnation, by this repetitive, and I will call it wavering, of what's safe, what's not safe, and then how far I can go. Although, consciously speaking, you're saying, oh, bring it on, baby, let's go. Except, and that's the humorous part here. Okay, I can do anything, I can heal, I can rejuvenate anything, except. And that's the part I have fun with. I mean, I agree, you can rejuvenate anything, but these exceptions kind of become a little bit odd. Because, wow, whose voice are we going to listen to? Yours? Or this little zero one, being that on the mental level, that is derived of all of these emotional age of decisions when decisions were made about oneself that are still trying to run the show. So sometimes it's from the womb, sometimes it's from age 5, age 3, sometimes it's age 19. It doesn't really matter what age, though. What does matter is, wow, man, who's talking here? It's kind of interesting, isn't it? Until you begin to listen to you. So you started listening to you, and that's when the solar plexus went, and it started locking up to protect your vital organs, because you started going into the total wide openness of the whole universe, sweetheart, and letting the universe into your life stream. But see, then you start to play with the mental level, which is, hey, man, you know what? We don't really require safety anymore. As a matter of fact, how can I not be safe?
How can I not be safe? I love that. Exactly.
I mean, how can you literally not be safe when you're listening to you? I mean, wow, isn't that amazing? You're dancing with your dance partner that's not going to throw you over tables across the dance room, okay? You're dancing with a beautiful, passionate romance and silhouette that you'll never be led astray or tripped up and tossed over bar tables. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
But once again, nothing to prove. The biggest part is, wow, man, wow. Am I willing to go there? That's the toughest part, right? Where there's willingness, sweetie, wow, you got it made. You can't get it wrong. And I say you can't get it wrong because of where the head level wants to go. Of course you can't. It's impossible. But the head level wants to know, oh my gosh, what if? Well, wow, man. It's impossible because you have the largest dance partner there is.
Amazing.
Okay, so now, worries are worries, but literally speaking, wow. Why would our dance partner let us worry? Why would our dance partner ever even give us anything to worry about? Because here comes the next part.
Okay.
You know, there's this whole perception, and I have a lot of humor with it, out of great compassion. You're here to learn all these lessons. Now, if we're going to go there for a second, okay, so we have to decide one thing.
Okay.
And this is a big decision we got to make, okay? All of us. We got to kind of decide what kind of school we're in. Are we in Montessori? Are we in a Waldorf? Because more of your brothers are deciding that they're in a Catholic school with a big nun with a big giant ruler. All right? So one lesson, they're going to get whacked with a ruler. And it's kind of odd. Some of their brothers have assumed they're in Catholic school. So they're already assuming they're going to get whacked with a big stick. Well, wouldn't it be funner if you're in a Montessori school? At least you get chocolates on your break, right? And you get rewarded for more creativity. Now, I would say that would be a funner school if you're going to perceive that you're in a school to learn lessons, right?
Yeah.
Now, it's kind of hard to learn lessons when you're all-knowing, but if we're going to go there, wow. I mean, at least let's pick a funner school, all right? Because being a Catholicism school, I mean, wow, we're just waiting to be whacked. So, why don't we all come to terms on what kind of school we want to be in? Do you want to be in the tropical school where, you get to spend a lot more time in the oceanic realms? Do you want to be in the Catholic school where you cannot wait to be lacerated? Do you want to be in a Waldorf school, Montessori school where, you get rewarded for being creative? Or do you just want to welcome in the whole universe and play with your all-knowingness? It's where, there's not all these lessons to be learned.
Yeah, last one sounds good.
I'm right there with you, because talk about not having to be whacked, and it's constant gifts, right?
Yeah.
That's why, before we started, I was telling you about Every Day's Christmas.
Yeah.
Because honestly, you're playing with constant vibrancy. But, it's not a perception. It's the fact. You're constantly being showered from your dance partner. Now, from here, can we all decide there's nothing we have to earn? You're awake. Now, can we just accept that you're awake? Now, keep me awake. Now, hey, man, let the games begin. Because it is what it is. So maybe, just for a second, okay, gorgeous, what if we all decide right here and now to believe nothing? Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah.
Because we believe nothing. I mean, really, let's just, just for a moment, for stepping out of all of the whole mental perception, because it's all mental anyways, because you cannot even touch a TikTok. It's all this thought stuff based in karma, really. Since the karmic systems collapse anyways, why don't we supersede it and bypass it? All these TikToks called linear time. Under the hill, over the hill, below the ground, above the ground. Some of your brothers even want their physicality in walls, and whatever works for you. But, any way we look at it, what if we decide right now, right here, time does not exist. Not mentally. It's a reality. I cannot touch it. I cannot feel it. I cannot even taste it. So therefore, it's just all been taught. So right now, wow, everything is what it is, and I accept my all-knowingness. That's right, family, which is what I call your entourage. Your angelic, your archangelic, your ascended host realms, your higher levels, the whole universe, all the dance partners that are around you. Wow. Come on forth. I'm done. Done. Learning. I'm done seeking for the fountain of youths. I'm ready to let myself have. I'm done working for something that has seemed so elusive because I'm ready to start letting myself have. I'm willing, but I'm done trying. It's a family.
Wow.
Whew. I'm
Wow.
done pushing away, not on purpose, so let's give ourselves credit there. So let's give ourselves a pat on the back, and literally a pat on the back. Great job. I'm ready to have. And we have to be very literal. Honestly, please be very literal. I am ready to let myself have, but yet I'm willing to give myself a chance. And this goes for optimum health and well-being. It goes for the outside world as well. So, wow, bring it on. Now, family, yeah. I mean, for everyone, it's very uniquely, brilliantly, divinely individual. So, and uniquely individual, that's part of the fun. But yet, wow, I'm willing to let it happen now. So, therefore, wow, where are we going today? Here comes this colorful idea. Yeah, it's ready for promotion. I'm ready for a promotion. All right, I'm willing. Let's go. Now, here's what I'll say is kind of a catch. And here is a catch. It's kind of an interesting one. Am I willing also to no longer hide? So we have to kind of question for a second. What do we have to gain? What do we have to lose? Analytically and emotionally for a moment, for letting ourselves be exposed, letting ourselves be known, letting our whole presence exponentially become accessible. I mean, let's be very literal once again. What do we have to lose? Because we have the most priceless dance partners. We got to remember that, okay? By letting the universe come forth, by being an instrument and a conduit, but most importantly, wow, what do we have to lose via letting our presence be known? So others might not like you. So what? So is that going to change the flavor of your cornflakes? Probably not. I promise you it's not. Is that going to change the enrichment of your espresso? Well, no. Is that going to affect your fingernails? Well, no. But you know what's so much fun? So many other dear brothers are going to come forward to walk beside you. Oh, but I don't want to be alone. Well, of course not. Why would you ever be alone in a physicality anyway? What will happen is a lot of changes, but also the numbers of your brothers will be able to come into your live stream. So actually, it's the absence of being alone. So I would say there's a whole heck of a lot to gain, including, of course, your complete optimum health and well-being, your manifestational world. I promise you will only grow. And grow and grow and grow and grow and grow. So let's go ahead and play with connecting with oneself. Let's bring our consciousness right through our heart level. Let's just let our heart level open and open and open. But let's forget about any funky definitions. Let's please just let it be what it is. Let it be what it is, be what it is, be what it is. Let's not do anything about it. Let's not try to change it. Let's just let our heart level open. Open, 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 open. Let's just let it speed up, the vibratory levels opening up. Once again, it may feel odd. So be it. But let's not do anything about it. Let's not try to change perfection. Let's not even try to perfect perfection. Let's just let it be what it is. And then let's let it open and open, bring our consciousness right through our sternum, letting that whole beautiful plate dissolve. Open, open, open. And now right through the throat level. Now letting the throat level open and open all the way up and down the third vertebrae column. Right into the atlas and the axis, right into the brain chemistry, letting the brain chemistry start to open, expand upon, right through the pineal pituitary gland, right through the master cell of consciousness, all the way up through the crown chakra level vortex of consciousness. Letting it just open and open and open to about 1,948 feet high, 723 feet wide, speeding up, all the way up through the astral planes of consciousness, all the way to the sun. And let's just connect with the sun, letting ourselves irradiate, emanate, opening, and opening, vibrantly. And now, higher levels, greater levels, manifest levels come forth, and now let's bring our stream of gold, 2,338 feet wide, right from the sun, right through the astral planes of consciousness, right through and around the crown chakra level vortex. Letting it open and open that much more. And also amplifying, radiating, speeding up. Letting the particles begin to amplify and radiate. Even starting to dissipate and open. All the way through your pineal pituitary gland. And around the head, spaciousness of the head level as well. All the way through the facial features, all the way through the brain chemistries, all the way through the throat level. And the atlas and the axis vertebrae, all the way through the cervical vertebrae, all the way down to the sternum and the thoracic vertebrae. And the vertebrae even start to separate because, hey, now we're letting it be fed and regenerating. All the way through the central nervous system, the autonomic nervous system, sympathetic nervous system, parasympathetic nervous system. Giving everything a boost, a jump start. Now all the way down right through the heart level. And letting it just get a jolt in amplificational state. And all right, family, come on in. Let's go. Higher levels, career levels, manifest levels. Come on. I'm here to stay now. So now, hey, we're not wavering anymore. We are here to radiate, amplify. But we are most definitely not letting the outside world overtake you. We're bringing you into the outside world. So now just amplifying right through the solar plexus levels of consciousness. Now, many have perceived this is your strong point, and let's just skip all that. This is the carnal level. So, hey, let's give it a boost. Let's go ahead and open up all these primality states. The carnal levels of survival. Let's light it up, baby. Let's just let it speed up, open up right through the lower thoracic, into the lumbar vertebrae, right through the nervous systems, the nervous tissues, the muscular tissues, the ligaments, the intervertebral vertebrae. Let's give it a boost with you. Let's just give it an amplified state, letting it open, speed up, marrying with the rest of your physical form, but most importantly, marrying with you, because these are the lower levels, being that are the physical levels of consciousness. Because, hey, we don't want anything without you. So now right down through the crater chakra vortex, right through the gender principles. Letting the gender principles be completely neutral, because this is no longer about male or female, right and left sides and all this fun stuff. It's about a full integrated instrument. Your beautiful, priceless, unique conduit as creator incarnate. Once again, nothing we have to do anything with. Everything that we're emanating with. So now let's just give it a boost, give it a jump start. And from here, wow, man, step up, body. Let's go, baby. And from here, all the way through your upper legs, your lower legs, out the bottoms of the feet. And letting our root chakra level vortex coming right back up to that, letting it open and open and open and open, and jolting right down the upper legs, lower legs, out the bottom of the feet. And now from our root chakra level vortex, let's let it go up and down through the crown chakra level vortex, right down through the root chakra level vortex, letting everything fire downwardly, letting our whole body principle light up, light up, light up. And now let's start to expand exponentially throughout the front, the sides, and the back of the physicality to about 9,797 feet exponentially in every direction. Could we please just claim our place and our place of belonging in a body on a planet? Could we just let the outside world know that we are here to stay? But wow, how we're affecting the priceless planetary matrix and all the priceless changes that are happening all around you. But hey, man, we are only amplifying it, changing it over, radiating it over, amplifying it over. And now, all the way to 20,949 feet, just from linear space. We just claim the area and lighting it up exponentially, because once again, you belong. And now, without any parallels or barriers, let's just let our physicality vibrate faster and faster and faster. Amplifying, 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 radiating, radiating. Vibrating at 1,948,000 megahertz per second. All right, body, speed up, speed up, speed up, speed up. And all right, manifest levels. Speed up, speed up. Let it present. Let the outside world metamorphosize all around me. And now, wow. I'm willing, I'm able. Let the rest unfold. To complement. I'm willing, ready, bring it on. Matter of fact, I even want to know what I want. Much more than I've ever seen, been taught, shown. Bring it on. Now let's let everything integrate, anchor in. Matter of fact, you can push the feet towards the ground because there's no turning back. And that's the funnest part. We just created a new plateau of integration. And how are you feeling, sweetheart?
Amazing. I'm buzzing, but not in a bad way. It's in a good way.
Oh, of course. It is definitely amplifying, sweetheart.
Yeah, I'm like vibrating throughout, but I feel very connected around me.
That's the fun part, because definitely not becoming unintegrated. Matter of fact, it's the opposite.
Yeah.
To be able to play more.
Yeah.
Isn't that fun, sweetheart?
It's fantastic. I love it. I love how I feel right now. You know, there's this freedom. At one point you said, I don't even want to know what I want because that opens up all possibilities that we couldn't even conceive of. And that's just spectacular.
Oh, and that's the fun part, because you can only conceive what you've seen and been shown. Now, there's so much more that, is going to be so much more enjoyable, but also, boy, it's going to be so much more fulfilling. And so much more exquisite.
Right. And it'll just be so much more rich. Now, I would love to know, because I think it would be really amazing if you could share just one or two stories of some of the turnarounds that you've seen people experience when they've been working with you on all of this.
Well, one, there was a dear brother that actually came to our palace for a one-on-one that was basically homeless, and they began to move forth, let's just say, and starting to play with connecting and even their manifest levels. They began even starting to play with connecting with their higher levels, their manifest levels, their creator levels, and even their entourages. And within 2 linear months, from a perceptual linear time continuum, everything within their life streams, every doorway began to unveil everything that they had been actually running from, began unveiling, and before you know it, now they have 2 offsprings, the bride of their dreams, new employment that they actually love. They have a very enjoyable large palace, and they have a whole new live stream that now they're just having a blast with and running forth with. But, the manifestation realms just continue and continue and continue to be offered. And then there's another dear one that we play with, that their body principle was completely closing down. Even the diagnoses have shared that, okay, there's no hope, and all this fun stuff due to test. Their organs have started now refiring, and call it one unfoldment after another. They led all these phantoms that they looked at right in the eye, being that we'll call them metaphoric issues, if you will. Looking at all of them, I'll call it really about 53 by 53, which is not like sitting there and looking at one after the other and all this fun stuff, because they come really in a package. And you look at one, done deal, done deal, done deal. Well, their literal physical organs have removed all the viruses. And, all the technical words with the viruses, the different labels and all that, have collapsed them, dissolved them. Their body turned around just like that. And now they're actually out and about playing with the rest of the facets of creation. And then there's others that their whole home level, offsprings included, were totally upside down, and now they're having so much more of a blast. Their offsprings are more astute, happier, joyful than ever. Everyone working together as, I'll call it a team rather than just the, quote, i.e., family monads, as society has put it. Well, now they're running together, walking beside each other, everything as a real heartfelt, loving environment, but yet a mutual honoring environment. Their whole home levels have thoroughly turned around, opened up, and then there's some that we play with. One particularly, their body principle was completely, we'll play with a perceptual age scenario, where they were basically shutting down in a hospice as well, that have totally turned around, coming out of it, and that youth and vitality, physical regeneration, has kicked in, and their body is actually regenerating with optimum health and well-being, and I will say youthfulness as well. Another one that we play with, whose skin tissue was, let's just say, the elasticity was completely gone, and it was the saggy, we'll call them wrinkles and all that, that has began reattaching, the nervous tissue reattaching, the fleshy tissue reattaching, the dermis, the epidermis regenerating, to where the youth and vitality within the skin tissue has come back and come back and come back. And then from there, you couldn't even tell any longer that their body at one time was looking like a California raisin. Okay.
Wow.
And then there's another dear one whose back was completely out, ankles included. Then basically, I call it basically because medically speaking, there's no hope and surgery this, surgery that, and so forth, which I'm all for. Medically speaking, it is what it is. But now the dear one's out and about climbing rocks, hiking, when they were told, quite literally, medically and otherwise, that it is a done deal. And all this stuff that you'll never be able to do, you know how that stuff goes.
Yeah.
But now they're out hiking, they're rock climbing, scuba diving, and so forth. And funny enough, all their hairs are growing back on the head. There's one after the other, and then we can go into finances, business, even when that whole recession, all these funky things.
Yeah,
the businesses that we play with, that one specifically, that are opening one store after another, and every store is booming, and the abundance just continues to grow. Wow. And the humorous part is there's zero marketing involved. Because once again, with your dance partner, the dance partner is bringing dear brothers in one after the other. Because you see, it's really what is radiating from where you're coming from. And your dance partner is taking care of the rest of it. And I'm serious. Not one flyer goes out for the business. It's where they're anchoring in the planetary matrix and opening doors. It's beautiful because from that planetary matrix, it's amplifying exponentially. And your brothers cannot wait to come in. Now, let's see, we started with 4. Now we're on about 13 stores. But every store is flourishing over time. So I can go on and on and on.
I was going to say, I think what gets me so excited about it is that we're talking about true transformation. And as you said, it's not about, hard work. It makes it so much more joyous and so much more effortless and so much more colorful. And that's incredible. And that's why I asked you to create a special offer, which you did.
To access this page for yourself, simply click on the special offer button that's on this page.
William, can you let us know what we'll find there?
Yes, it's the mastery of your life in your essence /world. It's a mastery program that we had done over a period of 6 linear months. And what it is, it's you stepping into all of you, but also quite simplicity, but quite brilliantly and vibrantly. But everything we play with here, even after this beautiful unfoldment, this beautiful call and working with you in these different ways, well, same with the product. It's permanent. It's long-term. It's not, okay, right now, then I get off and everything go back to normal. Well, not happening. It's impossible. Well, now, even with the special offer, well, with the mastery of your world and your essence, well, the same thing applies, except it's getting so much more intricate, and then when you watch it, it's as if you're right there in the physical. Well, what you're going to find, I always highly encourage, listen with your mental level, then listen just to the tones. Well, you're going to find a DVD product that is going to basically assist in rewriting your whole live stream with great ease, simplicity, but I will say in your natural state. And then watch how your live stream begins to open up, change exponentially, but also for yourself. It's stepping into yourself, hyperdrive, overtime, but yet it's your natural state. It is what it is. But then from there, watch how fast, literally very fast, including we cover optimum health and well-being. We really cover every level with you to honor you, and then at the same time for you stepping into your fullest potential over time. And then I say fullest potential, but then, wow, how much more it grows from there. So it's dance to dance, but even going in the hyperdrive dance, and then, of course, dancing further with your dance partner. And then just having a blast over as well always. Okay?
That's my favorite part.
Because that's your natural state. All this serious stuff, thank you, but no thank you. Because Sirius is a planetary constellation, that way. And it's a whole other world in itself.
Wow. Okay, so when people are working with your mastery program here and all of that, and I hate to use the word working because even what you're saying is it's not about work.
It actually activates you, and you're playing with a lot of initiation.
So what are some of the really fast shifts or experiences that they could expect to have within themselves?
Well, one is physical.
Okay.
And eons and eons of physical activations. That is also recreating, stepping up, speeding up, physical regeneration, physical embodiment. And then, where your physical is concerned, even playing with your physicality, your light bodies, your creator consciousness, well, you're going to start playing with your physicality for some, going into, I'll just say, a lot of purifying. Not all this detoxing stuff. Detoxing becomes very overrated, but it's a purifying, which is removing all the free radicals that no longer complement with ease. Without having to do anything, it's just going to instantaneously start to purge on its own without, buying everything on the planet. Now, number two is you're instantly going to find your physical vibratory levels speeding up to, of course, start to catch up with you because your vibratory levels are well beyond the speed of light. I mean, that just is what it is. Makes the speed of light look like a snail's pace. Now, from there, you're opening up to all of you and your own personal unique clarities, vibrancies, and otherwise. Well, then you're going to start very clearly, very directly, really, start being presented with so much more clarity, but also, I'll call it, I guess the best word here would be messages. So many different opportunities for yourself in your outer world, but also literal messages that start to open up these caverns of creation for you. Now, that's from what I'll call your heart level and your headspace. So you'll get an idea. Then you'll start to hear messages. Now, I would highly encourage you start to go with them and watch the outcomes because the message isn't just an idea. It's not just a thought. It's not just an answer. That's you with your dance partner, as I'm calling it right now, is the whole universe starting to communicate with you. And then, of course, all these priceless activations, initiations, they go well beyond the physical, but of course, start to affect your physical. And then you're going to start finding instantaneously, I want to add, changes in your outside world, and even with your manifestational realms and otherwise. Well, once again, we want to go with it. Not question, not doubt. Start to dance with your dance partner with it. So you're playing with instantaneous changes in the physical, the mental, the dissolvement of all the emotional. And then next. But see, you're also changing tracks from an old paradigm into a new. You're automatically going to be stepping out of an old energy, just call it repetitiveness and so forth and so forth. But you see, you're automatically going to be finding these priceless caverns opening. And then, of course, odd, dream scenarios on and on, but eons of clarity because you're also going to be finding and going through a lot of magnetic changes and also, once again, a lot of answers, a lot of clarities, a lot of messages. But then the more we start to dance with them from your dance partner, you're going to start to find how much more they grow and grow and grow. And then you're going to start to find where's an instantaneous long-term dialogue. And then you're going to also find the pineal pituitary gland activating, opening and opening, but also the clarity growing. And then you're going to find at your heart level, without all this busy work, starts to open and open, but not from a fluffy state. You're going to start to find that it instantaneously starts opening from your natural state, and then from there, opening to relationships. And I'm going to call it friendships, camaraderies, but also intimate relationships of the heart. And watching how all of that starts to instantaneously, it's like when we were playing with the solar plexus realm, so forth and so forth. Well, start to find where the intimate, beautiful priceless relationships of the heart, and this is where your willingness comes into. Hey, I'm game, let's go. And then where your manifestational world starts to get these cracks and openings where the beautiful gifts that now you're becoming okay with, and I'm going to say willing again, to let unveil and come forth for you. So you're playing with every level of creation here.
Wow. Yeah. I love that you keep using the word willing, and I'm just absolutely thrilled with what you're giving us access to.
If you haven't yet, just click on the special offer button on this page to see for yourself what an amazing package this is. You'll be glad you did.
William, you've just been fantastic. Your energy is just incredible, and I so appreciate everything you've brought to this call. And everyone listening, by the way, I have to tell you, I so appreciate all of you and you being here. I mean, that's the true dance that we're all doing, and we're all part of it. So, yes, William, thank you, thank you, thank you. Do you have any final words that you want to share with us?
Please, yes. As you're dancing with the whole is dancing with you. But most importantly, your dance partner, as the whole universe, is steering and journeying and dancing with you, beside you. As you let your big guns, your family, your entourage dance with you, you shall never be let down. You shall never be left astray. You'll always be steered and journeyed, watched over, and danced with. As you let forth your family come into your live stream, and there'll never be a reason to be concerned, be worried, nor be in a state of control. Control and dominance has never been there from your higher levels or your lower levels. It's a primality state of survival. Worry has been a state of doubting oneself and even doubting that of your dance partner. Your dance partner has never been away from you. It's just been that of across the room from you. As you're welcoming in your dance partner, being that of yourself, your higher levels, your prayer levels, your manifest levels, even with your angelic archangelic in the host realms, the whole universe itself, you should never be led astray. You will never, ever be left alone. You shall never even be alone in the physicality. As you let your family come forth, you are letting yourself open to all that is, and you're letting all that is begin to walk with you, beneath you, embrace you. But also, you're instantaneously letting your world, your body, your manifestational realms begin to be given and opened. You're letting the density be parted around you to where you become immune to all that was, and you be completely and totally accessible to all that is. Namaste.
Fantastic. Namaste. And everyone, thank you, thank you, thank you. William, thank you. I can't wait till we get to play again. And until the next time, everyone, keep manifesting. Bye-bye.
Ah